Gentlemen, we got to have the uncomfortable conversation. And what I mean is, it's easier for women to date younger men than it is for older men to date younger women. And here's why. A lot of the men online have said, okay, it doesn't matter how I look. As long as I have money, I'm going to get a younger woman. Well, what you're doing is being a trick, and here's why. You're an older guy, you're 40 like me. Maybe you're 30, maybe you're 50. You have all this money, you make six figures, all that stuff, and you get with somebody who's younger and you're funding her lifestyle. Understand that you're paying all the bills, including the ones that she comes in with, and then you're giving her money like an allowance, funding her lifestyle. Her money is her money, your money is her money, and all she's gonna do is take your money and entertain you while you have her as your employee, and behind your back she's going to get with the guys that she really wants to be with, because the same way that men are visual, so are women. So you're helping her, taking care of her business side, paying the bills, the stuff that she comes in with, like her credit cards, her insurance, her car note, all the stuff that she met you with, all the debt, student loan debt, all that. You're paying that stuff, including taking her out to dinner, to nice restaurants, taking her on vacations, giving her money for her social media platform. You're building her up. And all she is something pretty to look at, and you're just funding and financing her lifestyle, paying the expenses and liabilities that she met you with, and then you're just making it to where someone who looks better, who's more athletic, more funny, more fun to be around, you're making it easier for him to have a woman that he doesn't have to provide for. And you probably are even going to get her pregnant, and now she's got you for child support. You probably are going to marry her. Now she's got you for alimony. She's going to have you for all these things. She's 20, you're 40, or she's a teenager, 18 or 19. You're 40 or 50. You have a big beer belly, gut. She looks at you as being a trick, and you're looking at her as being a prize. And the problem is that we as men, we're not realistic with ourselves. Because if you're a dude, and let's say your BMI has you as overweight or obese, a younger woman's not going to want you. She's not only looking at you, who's 40 or 50 with the obese body, with being a BBM, big back man, she's also looking at men her own age, and she's going to want to have fun with the men her own age, no different than a single mom who's on government assistance. Gentlemen, a lot of you all, whether you're rich and famous, working class, middle class, whatever, we are playing ourselves by believing that we're going to be able to get with someone who's younger, who's fit, feminine, and friendly, outside of her just wanting to be around for the money. And now I know a lot of men are going to disagree with me and say, well, no, I'm going to get her. I'm going to get what I want out of her. And yeah, you're paying for a woman of the night that you're letting in your house, that you're marrying, having kids with. All you're doing is giving a permanent position to a streetwalker, a woman of the night, and an Instagram thought that is going to just take you for your money. And when you're not around, she's going to play around with who she wants to play around with. You're going to want to move on. She probably will trip because, she probably expecting some money from you or whatever. She may trip because of that, but she's more than likely going to move on to the next 40-year-old dude who's obese, who will fund her lifestyle. Either you're going to get sick or your money's going to dry up. One of the two things usually happens, and that's when the young women take off. I know you're just thinking, well, what about the women? The women, they get younger guys, and what about them? Well, it's different for the women because most of those guys, they have fetishes, meaning they want to be with an older woman. They are a chubby chaser. They want to be with an overweight woman. The older women, they know they want that, and they fund those guys' lifestyle, and that typically works out better. Look at Cher, look at Kris Jenner, look at all the older women who have money, or even the ones who don't have money. They get with someone who's younger, and the younger guy, he gets to have all of the bedroom escapades that he wants and doesn't really have to worry about being a provider or a protector, because the woman pretty much is expecting less from him because she wants someone who looks good. It's rare that you see an older woman with a younger man and the man is not fit or doesn't look appealing as far as what women like. Now, as far as an older man, a younger woman, usually the older man, he's overweight, he's obese because society doesn't really hold us men to the same standards as women. So a lot of men let ourselves go. I was one of those people. It was 2022. I was 360 plus pounds. I let myself go. I didn't care. Pandemic happened. I was binge watching TV. I'm overeating. I'm doing my thing. Well, most people online who are content creators, they themselves, especially the men, they themselves have let themselves go, eating a lot, and they claim that they're rich, they got six figures, millionaires, all this other stuff. And you look at them and you're like, there's no way anyone would find them appealing outside of their money. And then you see them with someone, and that's usually the case. They get taken for a ride. That's why a lot of men have talked about getting a passport, going outside the US or leaving the West to find someone. Eventually, they're going to bring her to America, she'll be Americanized, or she really had those same values and beliefs that men thought they were getting away from in the East, and they get taken for a ride as well. So all roads lead to that. If a woman, whether young or old, if she wants you physically, you're not going to be required to give much, and you're not going to have the risk of being taken for a ride. As you already know, I've lost 190 pounds, and the responses that I've gotten from the same people that I've been knowing for years is more positive and better because I'm more physically appealing. I'm not saying that I'm a Chippendale or I look incredible or anything, but I understand that when you look better, people treat you better. Now, if you're one of those people that's like, well, I don't really care what people think and whatnot, okay, cool, this conversation might not be for you. But for the men who are believing that they're going to be able to get with a 20-something-year-old or even a 30-something-year-old, and she looks good, and she's going to want you for anything but your money, you're joking. Now we can segue into Vivica A. Fox.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
Why? You're just not into
I'm old fashioned. I'm like, I need to meet you and sparks happen and stuff like that. Because I just believe people make up stories saying who and what they are.
Exactly.
And
what are you looking for at this stage, this point?
A partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun, that likes to travel.
Yeah.
Going to let me go shopping.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like you just spoke it into existence.
I hope so, girlfriend.
I feel like you
so. And I'm taking applications. So you got a friend.
Okay.
I'm good.
We'll be all.
And I don't discriminate. I'm not against different nationalities. Then you know that too.
Vivica's going to stick around. She's laying down the
Intimidated.
She's expanding her options. Nothing wrong with that. Also, you see this right here. Follow me on Instagram at Spade Parkland. I don't see anything wrong with what she's saying. I think it's a great thing to expand her options if she wants to date. Everybody should want to date. If you ever go to the senior citizens home, whether it's assisted living or unassisted living, they're in there dating, they're doing their thing, and they don't have any problems. This comment section, people are saying, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels still winning, even in death. Girl, I have an uncle for you. Okay, shout out to that. She gonna have to buy a lot of Hellcats and diamond chains, meaning she's gonna have to trick off on somebody younger. People got their emojis going on. Kevin Samuels remains undefeated. Shaking my head. Kris Jenner and Cher can do, so can she. Black women can't do anything without receiving hate from other black women and men. She looks good, that's all. The average person out here is looking sloppy these days, especially at age 60. She's 59, she turned 60 in July. She looks good for her age, she looks good, period. I think what it is that a lot of people just want to hate. They just really want to hate on celebrities, especially women who get, let's say, over 30 and want to get married, or over 25 and want to get married. People just hate. And most of the people who are hating, when you look at their pictures, they look worse than the people they're talking about. So, yeah, a lot of hypocrisy. And I agree that Kris Jenner and Cher, they can date someone younger. People have what they want to say about that, but they're happy. Vivica's going to find someone she's going to be happy too. she wants to date and she doesn't want to do dating apps. So people have dragged Vivica Fox by saying that she hit the wall, she has gotten older from when she was younger, and they also say that she's put on weight. So looking at Vivica A. Fox's Instagram, she's lost weight from a lot of the pictures that people have circulated around the internet about her. She does look better than what she has been looking like outside of the pictures that were taken of her. Even with the current body size and weight that she has, she does look appealing. And a lot of men are going to want her, and she'll be able to get a younger guy, just like with Kris Jenner, just like with Cher, just like with a lot of other people who are celebrities, and people already look up to them, already admire them, already want them. It's a meaningful relationship. When it comes to we as men online trying to drag, let's say, a celebrity woman for her looks and stuff, are you calling someone who's either a celebrity or not, who, let's say, is a woman, are you dragging her for her looks, saying that she's overweight, she has a bad attitude and all that? Are you yourself overweight and obese? Because, gentlemen, I hate to be the one to say it, but I've witnessed men who are 250 pounds, 300 plus pounds, tell women who are the same weight that they're fat, unattractive, no one's going to want them. The men themselves look no better or worse. And then the men's response will be, well, I'm married. And I ask you this. Yes, you've been married for years, but does your wife still want you? Does your girlfriend still want you? Does your fiance still want you? And what I mean is that usually there are guys like me who have lost the weight, they're fit, they got the money. Those are usually the guys that come in and take care of your woman while you're at work. You're online all day, you're on YouTube panels arguing with people, you're on Facebook pages and groups arguing with people, throwing insults, all this shame, blame, and explain, but you yourself don't look appealing enough to even get the women that you're putting down, let alone the woman you think you have when you're just a placeholder or a plaything. If you're, let's say, 40 and you're 250, 300 pounds, maybe even larger than that, you're not really fit, you don't take care of yourself, you don't go to the doctor. There's a younger guy out there, or maybe someone your own age who's my size or smaller and more fit. They're pretty much shooting their shot at your woman, and she's saying yes every time, maybe even busting down that same night she meets him because you're not the man you used to be. And this is what the truth is. This is the red pill that a lot of men are focused on putting down women to get them to lower their standards when you are not even close to being the standard. And that's the reason why a lot of men are trying to lower expectations of women, because they want to lower the women's expectation to their level, as opposed to understanding that you're not even on the level of the men that she's going after. And you might be thinking, well, these men who make all this money, who are fit, they don't really want these women, they're throwaway women, they've hit the wall and all that. I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. A lot of the women going on these dating shows, dating apps, and social media, and they're saying, oh, well, I want a man who makes six figures. I want him to be 6 foot this and six pack and six figures and all that. They're saying that because they've had those men before. They just no longer want to have the men and have fun. They want to have the man and be married. And a lot of them are going to achieve that because they know what it takes to get those type of guys. You don't really see many stories of that because what goes around on social media is usually bad news. So the shock and awe of negative things are usually what is trending. So situations where someone is rich and is fit, getting with a woman who may have a weight problem, who may be older than him or his age, that's happening. It's just that there's no controversy with it, so you don't hear about it often. I mean, look at the rapper Eve. When Eve first got with the multimillionaire guy across seas or outside the US, you were hearing all about that. You haven't heard about Eve and her guy since because, well, there's no controversy. Controversy and sex sells. And if there's no story with that stuff, the media, whether mainstream or the blogs, tend to not even talk about those people because they're just living their life. So, yeah. So what do you think? So as far as Vivica A. Fox wanting to date again, I honestly believe that she's going to find someone and she'll probably would keep the relationship private, and the only way you'll hear about it is if there's some type of drama or controversy, kind of like with her and 50 Cent. So let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share to your social media, subscribe, click the notification bell, share everywhere. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I'm out. Peace.